The learning objective for this lesson is that all students will be able to describe transformations of quadratic functions and then be able to write their own transformations of those same functions. So let's take a look at our basic function f of x equals x squared. So if we look at our parent function here, y equals x squared, you can see that it's a parabola and the vertex is down here at 0, 0. So this is your basic parent function. So what we talked about with seeing some numbers inside the parentheses and outside the parentheses is right here. So if I now make parentheses here, look what happens. My original parent function, which is in red, is now over to the right. Although if you look at the equation over here, it says x minus 5. Makes sense that it should go left 5. However, it doesn't. It goes to the right 5. So now what if I actually go in and change that minus 5 to, say, plus 6? So it makes, again, logical sense that we should go 6 to the right. Instead, we are 6 to the left. So we are going in the opposite direction. So now what if I have our parent function y equals x squared plus 3. So now when it's not in with the x, it's outside of the x. Now we're moving up 3, which makes sense. Plus 3, up 3. But if I have minus 4, then it goes down 4. So that at the very end of the equation, whatever it looks like is exactly what it does. So now if I put a numeric number in front of x squared, for example 3, notice what happens. It gets what we call narrower. And let's put in a fraction there. So now the purple one is getting a lot wider. So numbers out in front make it skinnier or wider. Numbers inside the parenthesis move it left and right. And numbers outside the parenthesis at the end make it up and down. Now what if we do a combination? So now the 3 out in front makes it skinnier. The minus 3 inside makes it go to the right 3. And the plus 2 at the end makes it go up 2. So notice how the transformation occurs. And it's all based on this A out in front, this H here, and this K at the end. Notice that on our Desmos exploration, the numbers, which are constant here, here, and here, are going to alter or translate our quadratic function. So how did that change look when you kind of test them out? So what we call this format, when there's a number in front of the parentheses and then the parentheses itself squared. So the minute you see this squared, we call that vertex form. And the reason being is that you can just grab the vertex right from the equation. So our vertex is going to be h comma k. Now notice here it says minus h, so it's really going to be the opposite of what you see in the parentheses, comma, and then exactly what you see outside the parentheses. So that's going to be your vertex. So let me go ahead and write down our vertex form up here. So remember, this is going to be the x-coordinate of our vertex, and the x-axis goes horizontally, so our horizontal translation will be the h. Remember, it says it's the opposite of what it looks like. Because up in the formula it says minus h. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that number, whatever number happens to be there, and we're going to go left or right, depending on the opposite of whatever it looks like. Our vertical translation is the K, the up and down, and we're going to look at exactly what we see. And then our reflections is going to be an A if it's negative. So if there's a negative out in front of that, we're going to then flip upside down.